Dressmaking amore. After a long while of planning to make this piece, I'm so happy to show you how to create this beautiful layering t-shirt dress that adds that perfect little bit of elegant complexity to your look. A perfectly fitting t-shirt bodice delicately flows into midi-length panels, which are slit at the sides and gathered up at the waist with extra long ties, giving the illusion of a beautiful top and a dress all at once. Nothing else quite has the same effect. We're going to use our new Willow t-shirt dress PDF sewing pattern, so to follow along, get yours at the link below in the description. Here are the materials that you'll need. For this t-shirt dress pattern, I recommend using a knit, a light to medium weight fabric that has stretch to it. I used a crepe knit fabric that's soft and stretchy, and it has a gorgeous heavy drape that hangs down into a pretty little skirt-like design. And if you want a tighter, more fitted look, you can always size down with your pattern. Please refer to the instructional booklet that comes with your pattern to choose your right size and print and assemble the pattern perfectly. The detailed instructions on exactly how to do all of this are right there. Here are our pattern pieces cut out, the front, back, sleeve, neckline band, and the 4 pieces for our ties. Okay, subscribe to our channel and let's get to sewing. First, we'll sew our shoulder seams. Place the front and back right sides together and pin. For the stabilization of our shoulder seams, I'll use a clear elastic at the back while sewing the shoulder seams, but you can also use stay tape here instead. Now press the seams with the seam allowances facing whichever direction you prefer. Mine are facing the front. And use a wooden tailor's clapper to cool the seams down. Fold the neckline band right sides together and sew the short edge. Then press it flat and then press the seam allowances in opposite directions, just like this. We do this so that when we fold the band, the seam allowances won't create bulk. So let's do that right now. Fold the wrong sides together and press again. To give the neckline the needed shape, you want to stretch out the outer side of the band a little as you press to create that curved inner side that you see here. Next, mark the quarters of the neckband, so center back, the front, and then the sides, and the neckline, folding in half to help you with this. Pin the neckline band to the neckline, matching the centers, and then match and pin the quarter marks. Then stretch the neckband slightly to match the neckline and pin in between. So, slightly stretching the neckband edge to match the neckline, as the neckline itself is a little bigger. You're gonna hide your threads, pulling out one to create a knot, and then pull it through the seam using a little hook like this. Now press the neckline, forming the right shape with the seam allowances pressed down. Because our seam allowances don't want to stay down, after we finish pressing, we're going to top stitch the neckline all around, 2 mm or 1/8 of an inch from the edge to secure the seam allowances in place. Make sure that your seam distance is even all around. And just like this, beautiful, and our neckline is laying nicely. Serge the sides and the hem edges all around and press the serged edges. Then place the front and back right sides together and pin the side seam from the armhole down to our mark. We're going to sew just this section with the seam allowances being 1.2 centimeters or 1/2 inch. We sewed and now we can press the side seams, folding the seam allowances in about 1 centimeter. Press all around, continuing to press the side seam allowances to the wrong side all around the edges of the sides and hem. Serge the hem edge of the sleeve, press, and mark 5 centimeters or 2 inches up from the edge. My pen here disappears with heat, so it's okay that we're writing here. And you fold the hem to the wrong side up to the mark and press. Repeat to the other sleeve and fold the sleeves right sides together and pin the side seam. Here are the back notches on the top of our sleeve, and you want to make sure that you have 2 symmetrical sleeves. And we need to sew this side seam. Sew on a serger, seam allowances being 8 mm or 1/4 of an inch, and press the side seam. At the pressed crease, press the seam allowances in opposite directions. Then fold the hem of the sleeve at the previous pressed crease and press it again to solidify the shape. Repeat for the other sleeve. My dress is flipped to the wrong side, and same with the sleeve, so that the back marks of the armhole on the bodice and the sleeve are next to each other. We're going to turn the sleeve to the right side, place it inside the armhole of the bodice, so right sides together, and pin matching the side seam and the back mark on the sleeve as well. Pin the center of the sleeve and the shoulder mark, and then pin in between. And because we have stretchy fabric here, it'll all lay nicely. Sew the armhole seam with a serger and press the serge seam, making it flat, solidifying the threads into our fabric so nothing will be bulky. Press the seam allowances towards the sleeve, using the edge of your ironing board to your advantage. And pin the folded edge of the sleeves. And then top stitch the hem 2 centimeters or 3/4 of an inch from the edge. I'm top stitching from the right side, but you can do it however is comfortable for you. A guide like this little magnet here will be really helpful for a straight seam, just like this. Now we need to press the hem of the sleeve, cooling it down with a tailor's clapper. Take your tie piece, fold it right sides together, and pin all along the edge. Fold it just as it lays, don't stretch any side, otherwise you'll have a crooked tie, and we don't want that. Pin all the way down, and then sew with the seam allowances being 8 millimeters or 1/4 of an inch. I'll sew it on the serger. Do this for all of your 4 ties. To turn the ties to the right side, use a loop turner, pull it all through, catch the end, and then pull a tiny bit over, and then it'll all go easily. Press all the ties, flattening them out nicely. Here is our t-shirt dress. Take one tie and pin it to the front seam allowances at the side, right where our slit starts. Then pin another tie to the back seam allowances at the side, 5 millimeters or 1 centimeter down from the slit, or right underneath where your first tie sits, so that when the ties are sewn on, they lay right against each other, just like this. Repeat this to the other side of the dress as well. This way our ties won't bother each other as you wear the dress. Sew the ties to the crease of the seam allowances like this, securing them in place. Now we need to top stitch the sides of our dress, the slit pieces. Pin the pressed seam allowances to the wrong side all around the slits and the hem. And at the top of the slit, mark the top stitching guideline 5 to 6 millimeters or 1/4 of an inch around the slit. Drawing it will help you get exactly the right angle to sew on. Start top stitching at the top of the slit, then sew all around the sides and the hem 5 to 6 millimeters, 1/4 of an inch from the edge, catching the ties in the seam. This is how to look like, and here's our pretty corner. After top stitching, just like this, press the edges of the slit and the hem. And giving your garment a finishing press like always, we are done with our charming Willow t-shirt dress. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspires you to sew this beautiful piece yourself. I know you're going to love it. You can get the PDF downloadable sewing pattern that I used below at the link in the description of this video, and happy sewing!